The US just lost billions in dairy exports because of trust, not price. Mexico, once America's biggest dairy buyer, quietly signed a $3.2 billion deal with Canada. No headlines. Just a stamp on US milk. Does not meet ethical farming standards, Canada. Full traceability, no hormones. Clean practices. They sold values, not volume. US farms, huge in size, low in standards, couldn't meet Mexico's new law. No hormones, no sketchy feed, total transparency. For decades, US milk ruled. But in 2025, that changed. Canada had trust, and that's what won. Mexican buyers, especially the young and urban, aren't chasing cheap anymore. They want ethics. And they're voting with their wallets. If this story already feels deeper than the headlines, smash that like button, subscribe to the Untold Compass, and stay ahead of the spin. Canada's been building this system for years. Every farmer under quotas. No overproduction. Community-led oversight. It's not just milk, it's a mindset. Now, US farmers are paying the price. In Iowa, one family's dumping 8,000 gallons a week after losing their contract overnight. Over 6,000 US dairy farms gone in 3 years. The rest are bleeding $1,200 a week. No plan B, no help. Big dairy corporations. Still subsidized. Still scaling. Still ignoring the ethical shift happening worldwide. It's not just dairy. The EU banned US beef over hormones. Japan's rejecting GMO grain. Even EVs are getting blocked without clean battery sourcing. Canada now exports dairy to 41 countries, because they sell trust. That's the new currency. A viral image said it all. A girl in Ontario holding a sign, "A cow isn't a machine. She's a friend of the land. The world's moving forward." The US is falling behind, not in volume, but in values. And that trust crisis. It's everywhere now. In 2025, 7 major ports stopped shipping to the US because of tariffs. Trump's trade war triggered chaos: 25% tariffs on car parts, 50% on steel, 145% on China imports. Result: shipping gridlock, factory slowdowns, lost billions. GM lost $1.1 billion. Ford's scrambling. Stellantis took a $2.3 billion hit. All thanks to policy that broke supply chains. Even worse, allies are pushing back. Europe is planning $95 billion in countermeasures. Inflation is creeping in through back channels. GDP shrank. Fed issued warnings. And now GM and Ford are rushing to relocate supply chains, but it's a race against time. China. They hit back. In June, they cancelled $520 million in US beef contracts, then signed a $1.2 billion deal with Russia. Texas, Kansas, Nebraska, blindsided in an election year. And while they reeled, China moved on. Tariffs kept coming. Over 700 US farm goods now face 10 to 15% duties. Pork, almonds, dairy, all blocked. Russia's rising, new rail, new processing, no Western banks. And they're winning. Even Canada got hit. Alberta's exports froze after US ports cancelled re-exports. Then came the 50% aluminum tariff. One signature in Washington, and 100,000 US jobs vanished. Aluminum smelters shut down in Ohio and Kentucky. Quebec ramped up 24/7 and swept the market, with cheaper, cleaner power. Now, US cars cost $3,000 more, not because they're better, but because of bad strategy. The Ford F-150. It jumped to $41,000, with no new features. This is what happens when you ignore ethics, energy, and infrastructure, and bet on slogans instead. Because once global trust is gone, you can't tariff it back. If this made you rethink everything you've heard about trade, hit subscribe, drop your thoughts in the comments, and share this with someone who still believes tariffs fix everything. You're watching the Untold Compass, where global power shifts get decoded.